Welcome to Rearranging Change, how you market to an ever-changing world. I'm your host, Steve McChesney. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Rearranging Change, episode number 11. We're going to continue with our motivation series, and today we're going to talk about one of the greatest motivators there is, love. Hey, people love falling in love. They love being in love. They love loving others and loving themselves. They also love things. Love is a really big motivator. Some of the companies that use love in their campaigns, FTD, say it with flowers. Isn't that all about love? How about Hallmark, when you care enough to send the very best? That's about love. Princess Cruise Lines. Do you remember the TV show, The Love Boat? They're using love as their motivator. Southwest Airlines, their logo contains the picture of a heart. Love. Subaru. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. How about McDonald's? Their slogan, I'm loving it. Olay. Love the skin you're in. LensCrafters. See what you love what you see. Even states, the state of Virginia, it says Virginia is for lovers. Even for animals, Purina Dog Chow says all you add is love. Pillsbury, nothing says lovin' like something from the oven, and Pillsbury says it best. Then you have Delta Airlines. We love to fly, and it shows. You know, love is a huge motivator. Again, like I say, people love everything about love. Some of the other people that use love as a motivator, obviously online dating sites, right? Love is their main motivator. Even places like gyms, 24/7 fitness centers, love yourself, love your body. You know, dance studios, they use love, the dance of love, the tango, things like that are all love motivators. So anything that you can use in your marketing that would incorporate love, the love of your product, the love of your service, how your product can create love for others, anything that you can use love as your motivator, you're going to find success. So today's lesson was all about love. And I love that you're listening to this show. We're going to be right back with our pal, Ron Seggi. My friends, I'd like to offer you a free copy of my international best-selling book, Rearranging Change, How You Market to an Ever-Changing World. Just simply go to rearrangingchange.com. That's rearrangingchange.com. Rearrangingchange.com. I will pay for your book. You simply pay for the shipping and handling. Once again, a little gift from me. Rearranging Change, How You Market to an Ever-Changing World. Go to my website, rearrangingchange.com, and get your free copy today. And we're back. And again, I'm going to bring out my friend. We all love him, Ron Seggi. Hi, Ron.
Hey, Steve. How you doing? Nice to be back again.
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. You know, I was just listening to your segment about love, and you were talking about how love is used in marketing. You know, if you think of all the songs over the years that had love in it, and of course, the idea with the records, like everything else, is you want to sell them, and you want to sell them by promoting them. It's the same way of cars, clothes, doesn't make any difference. And just think of all the songs that appeal to people because of love. Baby
I didn't
Love.
even think of that. Yeah, you're right.
Baby Love by the Supremes, To Sir with Love with Lulu, Love Will Keep Us Together by the Captain and Tennille. I mean, every song you think
Love
about
Story.
has love in it. Yeah. What's that?
Love Story.
Love Story. There you go.
Movie.
Yeah, I mean, there's every song you turn around has love in it. And if it doesn't have it in the title, half the time it'll have it someplace in the lyrics.
Sure,
and
man.
What are you doing? You're reaching for somebody's emotions and hoping they buy into the song.
They buy into the song because it's love.
Right.
That's great. So who do you have for us this week?
Well, really a funny guy. I mean, this guy is hilarious. He's probably been on my show more than anybody in the past 30 years. And he's not only a funny guy on stage, he's also a game show host. He's also an author, and he is a very prolific actor. If you remember him, I think it was Saint Elsewhere or something of that nature, where he did a great job as an actor. Howie Mandel.
Oh, yeah, I love Howie. a man of all kinds of talents.
Yeah, he really is, but
And
don't touch him.
oh,
Don't
yeah, I was
touch
gonna
him.
say also, like right now with
Yeah.
the coronavirus, which is we're still in the midst of that as we're taping this episode. He was like ahead of the game on that, wasn't he?
Well, I always told him that he was in front of the curve. He was in before it was in.
He was. And guess what? He hasn't come down with it, has he?
Not that I know of. I talked to
Yeah.
him a couple of weeks ago. He seems to be pretty good. I always wondered why he would hug people a couple of times on America's Got Talent. He says, I don't mind being hugged. I don't want to touch. And I says, you got to explain that to me, okay?
Right, right.
You kind of got to touch if you're going to be hugged. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's great. Let's take a listen.
And joining us right now from America's Got Talent is a guest that we've probably had on the air more than anyone. It's always nice to have him here. He's really a nice guy, pretty funny guy too, to be honest with you. And joining us is Howie Mandel. Hey, Howie, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Ron.
This has got to be the toughest job in the world because, and I've emceed a lot of talent shows, but I never want to be a judge. How do you do this? I mean, don't you like feel sorry for children and old people and people that just have no talent?
Yes. Yes. And it's really hard as a performer to kind of be critical, but I think it's my job to be honest. But that being said, I love nothing more than sitting there and being witness to great talent and sometimes even insanity where you can't find the talent. And as tough as it is, it's worth the toughness.
You see, what scares me, and I always tell this to people, they say, you want to be a judge for some beauty contest? And they say, no, I'm afraid to do it because there was a guy, Howie, that once told Elvis Presley, go back to driving a truck. Now, that guy, of course, it was kicking himself for the past 40 years, 50 years. But you never really know what's going to hit. Some bizarre things hit. And that's what I would be afraid of telling somebody, hey, you know what, go back to working at Bed Bath & Beyond and forget the singing career. And then all of a sudden they become the next Pavarotti.
Well, I wouldn't tell anybody to, like, forget about it. I would just, I would tell somebody that, I don't think at this particular time that I have or you have the wherewithal for me to put you through to Las Vegas or Hollywood to the live shows. But don't give up.
Yeah.
There may be, talent is subjective. But what's not subjective, and what we have a lot of on this show this year, is a lot of insanity and bloodletting and danger and thrills and spills. And that being said, besides all the variety acts, I think the singers this year are far and above any other year, and the dancers and the musicians, all the talent is far and above any other year that they've done in the show. And I think if you compare the talent that we're seeing just in the beginning of this show to any other show that exists, I think that we could beat them, or they could win those shows hands down. Like our singers, our dancers, and then we open it up to even more kids and older people and variety acts.
The thing about kids, and I love to watch little children, because to me, if they're up there singing or juggling or whatever they do, it gives you a feeling of, wow, this new generation is really going to have a ton of talent behind it. But you always worry about if they're going to change that look. You ever see a child star back from the 50s or the 60s and see them today and they look like Gabby Hayes? They lose the look, they lose everything.
Doesn't every child lose the look?
Every kid in the world.
I don't think I'm as adorable as I was when I was 4.
I think you are. But that's just a personal matter.
You're flirting with me.
I shouldn't be doing that. But you look at the timeline that they have to really capitalize on you find this with old people too, capitalize on their success. And a lot of agents will say, well, the kid's not going to look like that or the person's going to die.
And you find this with little people too? What are you talking about?
I don't know. I just think it's a tough job. You had such a good deal going, deal or no deal.
Are you trying to talk me out of
No.
America's Got Talent?
No, somebody's got to.
And why are you making the little people feel bad?
I don't know. I just have a thing.
What are you saying? They lose their cuteness? What are you saying, Ron?
There's no cute big people. They're just little people that are cute and older people. I don't know.
I don't know what the point is, but I couldn't agree with you more.
And
I don't know what you're saying, but on that note, America's Got Talent this season is and you know what? Tune in just to watch the little people and the children while they're still cute and before they get old and ugly and Gabby Hayes like.
No, I give you a lot of credit. I think bring a lot to the show.
I'm phenomenal. That's what I've been told.
Yes.
Yes.
I've heard that from a lot of different people. In fact,
Right.
you just said it, so that makes it phenomenal.
Yes.
Because I'm sure that wherever you go, people will come to you and say, I have a neighbor who has a nephew, who has a brother, who has a sister, who's a godfather to a little boy that can really, he sounds just like Elvis Presley, okay?
Right.
You get that now.
Right. I like that. I'm fascinated by talent.
Are you really?
Yes, I love it. I love watching people, and people have come up to me even for no reason at all. I had nothing to do with this show, and auditioned and sang a song and done a poem, have done handstands because they think that, you know, anybody in show business is their entree, and I love that. 24/7, I watch TV. I watch good entertainment as much as I watch bad entertainment, but entertainment is just subjective. So I believe that little people do keep their looks their entire life. You, on the other hand, are turned off by, you know, older dwarves, and that's your thing, Ron. I embrace them. Not physically. I don't embrace anyone.
Well, no, of course not.
Germphobia.
Germphobia. I thought of you the other day. I have to tell you a quick story. I was in Fort Lauderdale for one of the big events of all time, the 50th anniversary of Connie Francis doing Where the Boys Are. Now, I know you're excited about that. Okay.
God, how do you get invited to all the A-list events?
I don't know. I'm just a lucky guy, you know.
I know.
They call me first, probably because everybody else turned them down, but they call me.
The 50th anniversary of Connie Francis doing Where the Boys Are.
Yes. And boy, you talk about old people at that.
Yeah.
So there was a guy there and I thought of you. The guy was he was like a snake that the skin was just coming off of him because he was in the sun so long. And he brushed up against my shirt and left the skin on my shirt. Now, Howie, you were the first guy I thought of at that point because I almost threw up. I really did.
Good.
See, I have a very big empathy for how you feel about germs. I'm the same way.
When strangers brush up against you and their skin is peeled off and left on your shirt, I don't think you need a phobia to throw up a little bit from that.
No, you're absolutely right about that.
Yes.
Well,
that'll happen at a Connie Francis retrospective.
Don't forget the name. Don't forget the name.
People shed. People will shed at those. That's why I don't go to those anymore.
I know. And, you know, and that's one of the reasons why I told them you couldn't make it, because they asked me and I said, there's people shedding here.
Right, and that's why it's important to not go to those events and stay home and watch America's Got Talent on NBC.
You know, you did that just like Bob Hope used to do those promos on the Carson Show. He would be talking about a trip to Africa, and then he'd say, but let me tell you, folks, it's Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. All the servicemen will be there. That was a great segue.
Well, I'd rather talk about the show and leave that image in people's minds rather than shedding elderly people at a Connie Francis benefit.
Boy, Connie's never going to talk to me after this. I want you to know that. But you never talked to me before this, so nothing gained, nothing lost.
Yes. Well, we've garnered a lot of information from this promotional tour I'm on.
Yes, we have. We certainly.
You don't think little people are cute?
I don't think.
And children become ugly after the years.
I tell you, I got a very negative attitude on this. No, America's Got Talent. I have to tell you something, and I really mean this. First of all, and I say this sincerely, all joking aside, that you are a perfect choice for this. It's the reason I read it the way you faxed it to me. And the summertime is a tough time to bring in an audience.
Summer's tough, so that we're viewing, we'll have no viewers. Let's recap, ladies and gentlemen. The children don't stay cute. The dwarves become ugly. Connie Francis has elderly, skin-shedding people at her festivities, and the summer is really tough for me. So for no other reason but just to give, watch America's Got Talent on NBC. Pick up your TV guide, then you can figure out when it's on if you want to see it again.
America's Got Talent with our pal, Howie Mandel. Howie, it's always great when you're here. You're one great talent.
My pleasure, Ron.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Howie Mandel's been our guest. America's Got Talent.
You know, Ron, he brought up a really good point, or you brought up a really good point with him, how tough it is to be a judge. You know, I would be so worried about hurting people's feelings. And I've done that. I've been a judge in karaoke contests and things like that. And I always feel really, really bad, you know, if I don't vote for somebody or I eliminate somebody. It's a tough position to be in.
It's a terrible position. I've been involved with so many beauty contests, Junior Miss Orlando, Miss this, Miss that, and never do I want to be a judge. I think I may have mentioned it on the interview too, because, you know, there was a guy that one time told Elvis Presley after Elvis's first appearance on the Grand Ole Opry that he should really think about going back to driving a truck. Okay.
Yeah. I did mention that. Yeah.
That guy's got to be kicking himself.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is that it's very subjective talent. And somebody might say, you know, you got no talent. I mean, look at if Tiny Tim happened to be in a contest that was like America's Got Talent. I'm sure he probably wouldn't have won. In fact, Pat Boone couldn't even get on the Ted Mack Amateur Hour for a while.
Wow. Right. Well, it's a tough position to be in, number one. But number two, the other thing about that interview that you brought up was when it deals with kids.
Oh,
That's even tougher.
yeah, because they changed their look. And we were joking about that, changing their look. Okay.
Yeah, he let you have it with that.
Yeah, he really did. With all due respect to Ronnie Howard, who is a tremendous talent, tremendous talent. Look at him now and look at that cute little Opie. You just want to hug that little kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but even worse than that is like with kids, if they don't get voted through or they lose out when they're up against somebody else, I mean, that's a little harder for them to take. It's bad enough as an adult, but as a kid, I mean, it breaks your heart.
It's got to be difficult. A child actor or a stage mother or stage father, they really got to take into consideration what they put that child through. I actually emceed a beauty pageant one time, and the contestants, and it was girls, okay, were like 6 and under. Half of them didn't even know where they were. Okay.
Right.
And the parents were like frustrated beauty pageant winners. It's just like Little League, where, the little boy goes out and he's living through his father's eyes who couldn't be in the big leagues,
Did they dress their kids up? Did they dress them up in all makeup and make them look 32?
Yeah, these kids are like 5 years old, and they look like Cyndi Lauper with all the makeup on and everything.
Yeah. Hey, listen, Ron, thanks again. Great interview with Howie Mandel. As always, you come through for us. We look forward to seeing you again next week, my friend.
Look forward to it, Steve.
All right. And folks, that's it for this show. Send me an email, steve@rearrangingchange.com, if you've got any questions or any topics you'd like to talk about. We look forward to being with you again next week. Until then. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time on Rearranging Change. Make sure to visit my website, stevemcchesney.com. Sign up for my newsletter. We'll be talking soon.